facts and spicy sides.
From breaking headlines to backroom whispers.
All served hot and fresh. Happy Tuesday. I'm Monique Tuzon-Basi.
I'm Ferdi Salvador. We are glad to have you with us.
I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is the Daily Dish. Join us in the next hour and a half where the news meets the stories that matter to you.
I'm loving the music. I want to dance.
Yeah.
I actually like our song. We should do a dance number to that.
Okay,
No,
wait
like
for
a
our
TikTok.
TikTok.
You know,
Yeah, we
I've been
should.
getting a lot of flack for our TikTok.
Hey, you killed it with your pas de bourrée.
but good flack. But anyway, guys, we've got a packed show today, so we're gonna make it brief. So guess what we're looking at on our socials. Right now, the Philippines has just issued for our fellow LGBTQIA plus citizens the Right to Care card, and it's now available. So we got that from reliable sources, and apparently this is a Right to Care card so that your partner can actually is actually authorized to take care of you. I think this is a great move.
It's a good first step. I love that we're doing this.
Yeah, I think it's a good step. Now, aside from that, you already have, I think...
They can file this online, right?
I think they can file it online. I have no idea, but my care card is with the both of you.
Oh, we got
No, because you guys are paying for the bills.
you. Little does he know.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
All
Don't
my
worry.
bills go to Ferdi's. Checkmate.
Yes, but in other news...
Also,
okay,
all over
babe.
our feed, the world premiere of the Devil Wears Prada
Yes.
2,
They
and
look
that's
so
in
good.
NYC. I'm so happy they're all complete. Emily Blunt is finally
Finally.
there.
She killed that outfit.
Yeah,
You
from
see,
Schiaparelli.
Schiaparelli. She
And
looked
this,
great.
Meryl Streep is wearing, I think, Givenchy.
Uh-huh.
It's a leather cape-like dress. And look at Emily Blunt
No, but
standing out.
Her Schiaparelli looks amazing.
You know what? She wasn't in the pressers in Asia, but at the premiere, she just like, I didn't need to
took
be
the
there.
spotlight.
She
She's like,
took, for
guess
me, she
who's
took the
here?
spotlight.
And her husband, John Krasinski, was there to
Yeah.
support.
Also, yeah.
And did an ode, because if you look at a back-to-back, when Devil Wears Prada just came out, the first one, she also wore a red dress. So she did an ode to the first one. And this dress is way better than the first dress, but Anne looks amazing. She has not aged at all. Actually, all of them.
They are serving.
I
They are
love this
serving it
look.
so hard. They're serving it.
Lady Gaga was also at the world premiere.
Really?
Yeah.
With them? Oh, that's
Yeah.
unusual.
I would love to watch that movie. I can't wait. We should all watch the movie
I
together.
think I've seen announcements.
Yes, I'm watching.
Screenings are gonna start Friday,
Yes.
April 29.
Yes,
but
I'm
those are, I
actually-
think, private screenings.
Yeah, I'm watching a private screening
Oh my gosh.
with...
Okay, thanks for the invite.
Why was it?
We're in his care card, but we're not in his invite.
Jennifer Yalong invited me, so I couldn't say yes. It's my closet.
That's fine. Maya and I will go
space.
to another private screening.
Yeah, we're gonna look for other private screenings.
crash the screening.
Manawagan na kayo dyan kung sino may private screening, okay?
Anyway, we have a jam-packed show. We're going to talk about health and wellness as we have Mike Chan of House of Gaia here.
Yes.
And so we're excited to talk about longevity and wellness since that is such a buzzword this 2026. And we also have visual artist Josephine Turalba with us.
Stay tuned for those conversations coming up. But first, the headlines. Today's top stories, we're seeing a huge price cut in diesel today, the second rollback amid the Middle East conflict, but protests continue from the transport sector. The Office of the Vice President responds to the notice of disallowance from the Commission on Audit. Pag-asa warns the country may post the highest heat index today at 43 degrees Celsius in Sangli Point, Cavite. And later in the show, let's talk about health and wellness with the founder of House of Gaia, Mike Chan. We'll also have visual artist Josephine Turalba. Stay tuned for that. Motorists may be breathing a sigh of relief as fuel companies have started implementing another price rollback mandated by the government. The Energy Department also announced an improved fuel inventory driven by continued sourcing by both the government and the private sector. Che Sulit brings us the full story. Che, go ahead.
Yes, my motorists are lining up at this gas station in Quezon City, already enjoying their relief at the pump, as oil companies have implemented the fuel price rollback prescribed by the government. The Energy Department states that the following price adjustments effective this Tuesday are the following. Diesel prices are slashed by 24 pesos and 94 centavos per liter, gasoline by 3 pesos and 41 centavos per liter, and kerosene by 2 pesos per liter. Energy Secretary Sharon Garin said that oil companies are now mandated to comply with the price adjustments set by the government.
May limit na tayo, may minimum na tayo sa rollback, tapos may maximum din tayo sa price increase. So, both ways.
Garin says the policy follows PBBM's Executive Order Number 110, declaring a state of national energy emergency. The energy chief also says that this is part of the agency's efforts to prevent profiteering. However, Garin clarifies that the government's control over the price adjustments is not arbitrary and still in accordance with calculations based on global market data. She adds that the government is implementing a cap on the price adjustments, not the prices. Garin also says the country's fuel inventory has increased to an average of 52.02 days as of April 17, up by 2 days from previous levels. The DOE attributes this to steady fuel deliveries and a drop in nationwide consumption. The breakdown of available supply shows gasoline at 54 days, diesel at 50 days, and LPG at just over 40 days. Kerosene has the highest buffer at nearly 130 days, while jet fuel and fuel oil stand at about 60 and 78 days, respectively. Energy Undersecretary Sandy Salas earlier confirmed the purchase of 21,000 metric tons of LPG from the United States, which is expected to arrive in May. The DOE says that the third diesel cargo ordered by the PNOC, or the Philippine National Oil Company Exploration Corporation, is set to arrive this morning. The shipment carries around 320,000 barrels of diesel and will be offloaded at the Subic terminal in Zambales. Another shipment carrying 330,000 barrels of diesel is scheduled for delivery this Friday. That's the latest from my end. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Che Sulit, reporting. Jeepney drivers are not satisfied with the big fuel price rollback today. A transport group held a protest to air their grievances. Nasa linya si Chil Emprido ng Abante para sa detalye. Che, ano ang sentimiento ng mga nagprotesta ngayon?
Ay sinalubong nga ng grupong Piston ang panibagong rollback sa produktong petrolyo sa pamamagitan ng 1 kilos protesta. Kahit daw kasi may malakihang tapyas sa presyo ng mga produktong petrolyo, ang pagkilos ng grupo ngayong araw ay dahil pa rin sa walang kamatayang giyera sa gitnang silangan at ang pakiramdam na ngayon lang tong rollback at pinatikim lang sa kanilang mga pumapasada.
Ang una sabihin natin, nagbaba sila ng dalawang sunod na 2025. Hindi pa sasapat yan. Kasi yung pagbaba ng ganyan, parang pangingis-gungon lang eh. Tapos pagka tumira na naman ang digmaan, bigla na naman silang tataas.
Kasama rin sa binakbakan ng grupo ang pagkasawi ng isang rider sa pagkuha ng ayuda. Ani ni Wilfredo Cano, kailangan bang may mamatay muna bago makuha ang tulong mula sa gobyerno?
Kung walang mamatay, saka sila gagawa ng aksyon. Samantalang nung wala na di siya, wala pang namamatay, pahihirapan nila. Kung saan napupunta ang mga kumukuha ng ayuda.
May umabot naman sa halos 100 ang nakiisa sa MD Badyoda at nagtigil pasada ngayong araw para sa panawagan na ibalik sa dati ang presyo ng krudo at pagtanggal sa excise tax sa langis. May?
Maraming salamat, Chil Emprido ng Abante, nag-uulat. A senator supports the administration's decision to put a ceiling on fuel price increases. Hannah T. is joining us live from the Senate for the details. Hannah, go ahead.
My Senate President Pro Tempore Ping Lacson is backing the government's decision to step in on fuel prices, saying it's about time that the state uses its powers amid the energy crisis. Lacson said the declaration of a national energy emergency is justified as long as the government ensures that any fuel price adjustments, whether increases or rollbacks, are based on reasonable and transparent computation. He stressed that this policy will benefit more Filipinos rather than leaving price setting entirely in the hands of oil companies. Lacson also pointed out that under the Downstream Oil Industry Deregulation Act, the government is already empowered to temporarily take over or direct operations in the industry when public interest requires it. This comes after Energy Secretary Sharon Garin confirmed that under the national energy emergency declared by President Bongbong Marcos, the government can set limits on fuel price adjustments. Garin explained that while there's no direct price cap, the Department of Energy now sets a floor for rollbacks and a ceiling for price increases, meaning oil companies must follow these limits. This means that if the DOE sets a specific rollback, companies must match or exceed it. But if there's an increase, they cannot go beyond the maximum set by government. Mai.
Hannah, are there senators who are expressing opposition to this development?
The presidential sister, Senator Amy Marcos, is questioning the timing of the government's intervention, and she said that the powers of the Department of Energy under RA 7638 have always been there, and she said it's unfortunate that authorities are only now asserting their ability to limit price increases and enforce minimum rollbacks even as global oil prices begin to ease. At sabi nga ni Senator Amy, this should have been done earlier since many public utility drivers have already stopped operating and farmers are already struggling to harvest, and even fisher folk have been unable to go out because of the high fuel costs. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Hannah T, joining us live from the Senate. Meanwhile, a lawmaker calls on the government to cap the value-added tax to pre-crisis levels. On BNC's Politico Nightly, Representative Arman Dimagila of the Lone District of Binyan questions the government's decision to raise taxes amid the ongoing energy crisis. He calls it a windfall collection.
And napaka-pangit na kung kailan tayo may krisis, ang gobyerno pa ang nagtax sa atin ng mas malaki. So, yung iba, they're asking for suspension. Yung iba, they're asking for reduction ng value-added tax. Sa value-added tax tayo, yun na lamang ipeg lang natin noong 60 pesos ang diesel, ilagay lang natin sa 720 kasi yun naman talaga yung computation nila eh. Napakasagwa na ang gobyerno ay nagkaroon ng windfall collections, parang windfall tax ito, dahil nagka-krisis. Kasi kung walang krisis, walang dagdag na collection sa value-added tax. Yun tama lang na projection.
The Office of the Vice President is now addressing the notice of disallowance from the Commission on Audit. May live report si Isaiah Mirafuentes mula sa Batasang Pambansa. Isaiah, paki-explain ano itong notice of disallowance at yung implikasyon nito sa kaso ng Vice Presidente.
May bagay naglabas na nga ng pahayag ang Office of the Vice President kaugnay nga sa naungkat kahapon na 375 million pesos notice of disallowance ng Commission on Audit laban sa OVP. Dahil nga dito may umabot na sa 448 million pesos ang halagang dapat ibalik ng opisina ng Vice. Aminado ang Office of the Vice President na natanggap na nila ang notice of disallowance sa kanilang paggastos ng confidential funds para sa taong 2023. At nangako naman ng OVP na kanila na itong inaasikaso base sa COA rules. Subalit ayon rin sa tanggapan, hindi pa raw nila natatanggap ang notice of disallowance para sa taong 2022 o yung 73.3 million pesos disallowance mula sa COA. At ito ang natukoy ng Commission on Audit sa nakaraang pagdinig ng House Justice Committee kaugnay sa impeachment complaints laban kay VP Sara. Samantala, may naniniwala naman ang Makabayan Bloc sa Kamara na ito ay malinaw raw na pang-aabuso sa tiwala ng publiko at hindi raw normal ang halos 500 million pesos na disallowance. Nananawagan rin sila na dapat alisin ang confidential and intelligence funds sa mga sibilyan na opisyal ng gobyerno o yung mga opisyal na hindi sundalo o kaya pulis dahil naniniwala ang grupong Makabayan na malapit ito sa abuso. Humihiling din sila sa Kamara na magsagawa ng reforma para matigil na ang pang-aabuso sa confidential and intelligence funds. Samantala, may ayon naman sa pahayag ni Sagip Party List Representative Paulo Marcoleta, sinabi niya na ang nagpapatuloy raw na impeachment proceedings dito sa Kamara ay tila pagsasayang lang raw ng oras ng mga mambabatas. Yan raw ay sa kabila ng may kasalukuyang krisis tayong nararanasan sa ngayon. Ayon rin sa kanya, may posible raw na ang ginagawa ng House of Representatives ay demolition job lang laban kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Mai.
Isaiah, may mga nagtatanong kung ito bang notice of disallowance ay isang impeachable offense.
May sa katunayan ng notice of disallowance mula sa Commission on Audit ay hindi act o literal na impeachable offense dahil ito lang ay inilabas ng COA dahil nga sa may hindi malinaw na naipaliwanag ang Office of the Vice President kaugnay nga sa paggastos nila ng confidential funds. Sabihin, may pagkakataon ng Office of the Vice President na maitama itong disallowance na inilabas ng COA. Subalit, ang magiging problema rito ay ang disallowance can turn into a different complaint. Halimbawa, of public trust o kaya korupsyon na yung mga ganong reklamo ay mga impeachable offense. Mai.
Maraming salamat, Isaiah Mirafuentes ng Abante, nag-uulat ng live mula sa Batasang Pambansa. So fantastic, it could sell in Marvel movies. That's how former presidential advisor for political affairs, Jacinto Jing Paras, described the affidavit of Vice President Sara Duterte's alleged bagman, Ramil Madriaga. On BNC's On Point, Paras called the supposed term-sharing deal between PBBM and VP Sara impossible, saying that former President Rodrigo Duterte pushed for a Marcos-Bongo tandem in the 2022 elections.
The most fantastic. Jan, siguro, Pinky, I will share, and for the first time, I will reveal the real score here. It came from the mouth of PRRD during the time when Bongo was supposed to run for president. We were all in Malacanang with all the governors, no? Tapos all the governors were made to speak to support Bongo because he filed already a candidacy for president.
Sa PDP po ito?
Oh, PDP. Tapos, everybody supported except 2 governors. Ang feeling namin talaga, Bongo will win over Bongbong. But, bigla na lang naglaho dahil ayaw na ni Bongo.
Paras added that Madriaga's accusations are merely part of fabricated narrative linked to former Senator Antonio Trillanes and ML Party List Representative Laila De Lima. Vice President Sara Duterte has excess funds not declared in her statements of assets, liabilities, and net worth, or SALN. That's according to Manila 6th District Representative Benny Abante. On BNC's The Spokes, Abante also revealed that the Vice President and her husband, Attorney Mans Carpio, have a number of companies aside from their law office.
We have already, she was mayor.
So hindi lang ano. So you will compare.
Kinumpare namin lahat yan until she became vice president.
But how were you able to obtain the salary of when she was still mayor? Secret ba to?
In other news, the Department of Public Works and Highways is aiming to finish the permanent rehabilitation of the damaged F. Manalo Bridge in Pasig City within 1.5 years, citing right-of-way acquisition as one of the main concerns. Let's bring in Joash Malimban for the details. Joash.
Mai, a temporary bridge remains in place along the F. Manalo Bridge nearly 2 years after it was severely damaged during Typhoon Karina in 2024. The structure, which connects Quezon City and Pasig, was inspected today by Public Works Secretary Vince Dizon and Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto. The mayor had earlier sought national government assistance to speed up repairs and push for the construction of a permanent bridge. Underneath the structures is part of the Pasig-Marikina River Channel Improvement Project, a flagship flood control initiative being implemented by Japanese contractor Toyo Shimizu Joint Venture. During the inspection, the DPWH said the contractor built the temporary bridge at no cost to the government. However, construction of a permanent 4-lane bridge remains on hold due to right-of-way issues as road widening will be required alongside the river expansion. The project is estimated to cost around 700 million pesos. Once right-of-way concerns are resolved, the temporary bridge will be removed and replaced with a longer structure expected to reach up to 100 meters. Mai.
Thank you, Joash Malimban reporting. The Department of Information and Communications Technology reminds banks and other establishments that the digital version of the national ID should be accepted anywhere. DICT Undersecretary Dave Almerol stressed this in an interview with BNC's At the Forefront amid complaints that some establishments refuse to recognize the digital national ID.
I was just talking to someone kanina, yung isa sa mga makeup artist natin dito sa studio. And she was saying na nagpunta siya sa bangko, ayaw tanggapin yung ID niya na nasa eGov app.
May circular na ang BSP that they need to accept it. In fact, mas maganda ngayong sa digital ID kasi may signature eh. Yung physical card nga natin, kaya hindi tinatanggap dati kasi wala siyang signature. But the eGov, through eGov, yung digital national ID, it has a signature in it. So mas kompleto yung details doon.
He adds that banks that refuse to accept the digital national ID can be reported to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Bangko, considering there's already a BSP circular, can you report the bank?
I think so, because BSP already issued the circular that all banks should acknowledge the digital national ID, the same power as the physical IDs.
Pag-asa warns that the highest heat index nationwide today may reach 43 degrees Celsius in Sangli Point, Cavite. This places it in the danger zone with a high risk of heat exhaustion. Metro Manila, meanwhile, is expected to remain under extreme caution with an index of 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, according to the Weather Bureau. So, stay in the shade and stay hydrated. What if aging wasn't just something you accept, but something you could actually slow down or even influence? Coming up next, we're sitting down with a man helping reshape how Filipinos think about health, longevity, and self-care. House of Gaia founder and CEO Mike Chan joins us after the break. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Today, self-care goes far beyond spa days and skincare routines. It's about optimizing your health from the inside out at a deepest level. Our guest is at the forefront of that movement.
He is a businessman, author, and a leading voice in healthy aging, on a mission to help people not just live longer, but live better. Please welcome to the show founder and CEO of House of Gaia, Dr. Mike Chan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Mike Chan.
Yes, this Mr. Mike Chan. He keeps telling us that. I like to call him Doc.
I like Doc Mike.
Yeah.
It's in research, not a medical doctor.
But still a doctor. Still a doctor.
If I had that title, I'd be making it every day. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. This is amazing. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I thought it was just you and me in a couch. And
no.
Well, we are in a couch with other people.
Yes.
Okay.
So tell us about the House of Gaia, because of course, you know, the Philippines is exploding with longevity clinics, wellness. There's a lot of people that are woke in this kind of industry. Tell us about what makes House of Gaia unique compared to the others.
So we are the first in the Philippines to practice AI-based, data-driven longevity medicine the way Western medicine is practiced. So there are a lot of wellness, functional, integrative facilities. We are none of those. What we use are the same tools that modern medicine does. That's why we actually have medical doctors. But we target, instead of acute disease, we target the root cause of disease, which is aging. So this is medicine that targets human aging, and the goal is very simple. How do I get you to live 10 to 20 years longer than average human lifespan?
Yeah,
do you want to talk about that?
So the average, Mike and I were chatting earlier, he said around 70 to 80 years old.
So, yes.
But
so,
for the Philippines, it's 71.2.
70.1, something like that.
Because of economic reasons.
Oh, right. Okay. So most people don't understand this. When you're talking about average human lifespan, so in the Philippines or other less developed countries, it's closer to 70. In the more developed countries, it's closer to 80, right? That is because human lifespan is not actually dictated by biology, but by technology.
Which is so interesting to me, because most people were worried about our biological illnesses, right? That's what we normally think of. But when you say using AI technology, what does that exactly mean? What does the technology do for us that can make us live 10 years longer?
Right. So can I take a step back?
Yeah,
right?
sure.
So when I say it's not dependent on biology, but technology, very, very simple. For every other animal on Earth, how long you live is basically environment and biology. If you're a cat, 12 to 14 years. If you're a dog, 12 to 16 years, depending on the breed, right? The human animal is the only animal on Earth that uses technology to augment the limitations of biology. So the more technologically advanced a place is, the longer their citizens tend to live. The reason why the Filipinos, unfortunately, live so short compared to other countries is that our technology is not up to par. I say that hopefully in a respectful way, but cancer treatment here is very different from cancer treatment in Singapore or the US.
Yeah, that's why most people go abroad to get treated.
Yes. And this is interesting, Mike. You just mentioned cancer because a few weeks back, we had a oncologist but geneticist that was on the show, and you know she was telling us that if you can be susceptible to certain cancers because of your history. Is this how you guys or your organization gets deep into the cellular level?
So when you're talking about technology, the technology that we use is AI. So this is what the practice essentially looks like. I don't know where to start. Do you want to ask me where do you want me to start, or do I just rattle off on the top of my head?
Let's go start from the beginning.
Yeah, let's start from the beginning.
All right. So the technology that we use is AI. And basically the objective is when I say I need you to live 10 to 20 years longer than average human lifespan. So let's say I put you on the top end of that average right now, 80. So the question is, how do I get you to live to 90 or 100, right? Can I reliably engineer your body to last 90 to 100 years strong, right? Not survive, but thrive. So this is where it gets interesting. Statistically speaking, you and I right now have about a 50-50 chance of reaching 80, all right?
More like a 70-30 for me.
So I'm talking about our demographic. If you're college educated, if you are financially able, you have access to modern medicine and good food, your average lifespan is generally higher. Let's say it's 80. Right now, today, 50-50, you and I, 80, okay? It gets increasingly harder after that. And the reason is because most people think that aging is linear. From 20 to 80, it's a straight line. It's not. It's exponential. The older you get, the faster you age. So today, only less than 35% will make it past 85.
Oh my gosh.
Less than 11%.
The older you get, the faster you age.
That's
so
true.
I think I'm 35.
That's true. That's true. So,
Same.
so less than 11% will make it to 90. Less than 1% will make it to 100, right?
Wow.
We know it's possible because people do live to 100. But when they do it by accident, right? So what we're saying is, do we have the tools right now to reverse engineer how they do it? So I'm going to give you an example, okay? So here's the thing. People that live 90 to 100, okay? If you reverse engineer how they do it, they have 5 things in common. Number 1, they don't smoke. Number 2, they rarely drink. Number 3, they maintain a healthy body weight most of their adult lives. BMI of 23 or below if you're Asian, 25 or below if you're Caucasian. Number 4, this is where it gets interesting. They are above average in physical abilities. We call it physiologic headroom. They're a bit stronger, they're a bit faster, they walk a bit faster, they have better balance. Stronger people, whether you are genetically born that way or you do it with training, tend to live longer.
So athletes.
Yes, in most cases, not all, contact sports, they actually live less. So it's not that simple. What I'm saying is, don't smoke, don't drink, be a healthy body weight, be above average in physical abilities. Last but not the least, you have to be disease-free until the age of 70. What does that mean? Able to regulate your own blood sugar, your own cholesterol, your own blood pressure without the need of maintenance medication.
Which most of the time
Right.
it's not.
Unfortunately,
Not really.
unfortunately,
Oh gosh, what's happening?
right. So here's the thing. The reality is, it's very simple to live 90 to 1. So here's the thing. If you are male and you tick all of these 5 boxes,
Right.
you are 40% more likely to reach 90 to 100. If you are female, you are 50% more likely to reach 90 to 100 if you tick all of these boxes. Do you
If.
know if?
But then what about the diseases? Where do they come
So
into
here's
play?
the thing. Here's the thing. Today, if you are over 50, less than 20% will actually tick all of those 5 boxes, which is why it's very hard to live. It is not a problem of biology. It is an engineering problem. Because most people are not aware that you can actually maintain cholesterol, blood sugar, blood pressure without maintenance meds well into your whole life, well into most of
Yeah.
your life, right? Because they are not aware, then when they are told at 45 or 50 that, oh, you need medication for cholesterol, for your blood pressure, we just accept it, right? And that's the problem. That is the paradigm we're trying to change. How do I get your biology using AI and big data to peak? So we call it a peak span, right? How can I get you to within 90% or above of your function when you were 25 at your physical prime?
So how does that? I was going to say, how does that work?
Yeah.
Like for example, Ferdi and I, we're still under that 30 threshold.
5.
So yeah, 35. So if we go to your clinic
Right.
at House of Gaia,
Right.
how does that work? How does the treatment look like?
Okay, it's a lot more complicated, but I will make it as simple as possible for your audience to understand, for the layperson. The first step is we test you.
Okay.
We test you from head to toe. How old are you biologically, right? It's one thing, your age on your birth certificate tells me one thing. It's very important. The more important age that I'm looking at is how old you are biologically. What is the function of your body right now? Are you functioning like 35, 45, or 25? Okay? So aging, in essence, is nothing more than the loss of function over time. The only difference between you at 30 and you at 13 was that at 13, you had at or near 100% physical function. Your heart, your liver, your lungs, your skin, at or near 100%. As you get older, the function begins to decline. The rate at which you lose that function is basically the rate at which you are aging. If I can preserve as much function as I can, theoretically, I can pull you all the way to 100 because you still have functions 20 years younger than your current age. Example, if I test you at 40, right? I'm not testing you against 40. I am testing you against 20 years younger. The logic is very simple. If you pass for 40, by the time you're 80, you will be like every other 80-year-old we see on the street. But if I test you for 40 and you pass for 20, by the time you're 40, you're only biologically 60. That's a very big difference, right?
Huge.
So these are the standards. So think of it like going to school. If the passing grade is 75, almost everyone can pass at 75, right? All of us graduated high school, right? If all of a sudden I said, okay, starting next year, passing is only 55. Now people will do enough only to pass.
Right.
Meaning, as long as they get half the answers correct, I'm okay. That's all they strive for, right? So it's the same thing. We set the bar for health today so low that by the time we're 60, 70, they say, oh, well, you're past your physical prime. There's nothing else you can do. You just have to accept it.
Yeah,
right?
your bio age probably is 80, 90 then.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Because you're just bed rotting, basically, and you don't want to do anything.
Bed rotting. I don't want to bed rot. That's
I
terrible.
want to be healthy when I'm older.
Yeah, so, but seriously, so I give an example to your audience. I'm 56. But when you look at my VO2 max, my grip strength, my gait speed, how fast I run, my body composition, they will be within the 90th percentile or above of my age group. Meaning I am functioning biologically somewhere around 25, 30.
No way.
Well, you can actually test that physically. We have a dynamometer that can test your grip strength, see how strong your grip is, because that's a proxy for your overall strength, right?
Oh no, I'm not a good gripper.
No. So don't misunderstand. You don't train for grip. No, you don't train for grip. The grip is a proxy for your overall strength. You cannot have a strong grip and be weak everywhere else. Conversely, you cannot be weak and have a strong grip. So by testing your grip strength, I can test your overall strength. So for those who want to be in the technical side, so mine is around 59.9 kilos. I can grip about 60 kilos, right?
Oh my
a 25-year-old will be able to, a strong 25-year-old will be able to grip 57.
Okay, I'm trying to grip my mind around this, but Mike, we're going to take a quick break.
Sure.
We'll be seeing more of House of Gaia founder and CEO Mike Chan when the Daily Dish returns.
With every day's fast-paced growth and innovation, let us remember to breathe and do our part for our home. Practice sustainable habits and commit meaningful action to create positive impact and keep our planet thriving. Earth Day 2026, April 22. Bilyonaryo News Channel. In a time when every issue has two sides,
To be no need to overhaul the Constitution.
Para kang hindi abogado kung magsalita.
Ang mangyari sa tatay niya, I think it's game over.
Anong nangyayari sa buong mundo?
every voice gets heard.
Please pakinggan man lang. Yun lang naman ang hinihingi namin.
Wala naman yung nagsasabi na ang isang kandidato ay not unbeatable.
Different views, one conversation. The Spokes on the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Hello,
welcome back to the Daily Dish. And still with us is House of Gaia founder and CEO Mike Chan, and we are still talking about how we can basically extend our lifespan.
If you remember your age.
I forgot my
She
age.
forgot her age. Like she literally had to look at her mobile to find out. All right. So there's a quick
Embarrassing.
test, right? You were saying.
Yeah, but first of all, let me just again.
Okay.
I want to apologize. I don't mean to sound like I'm bragging
No,
when
no,
I
no,
say
no.
all of
It's
these
quite
things. Right?
engaging. In
all.
fact, a lot of people are, I'm sure, interested in how you come up to that to
Right.
that statement.
So the whole point that I'm making, number one, is very measurable. That's what we do. We measure where you are right now versus where you need to be 20 years younger. So here's the thing. The reason why I say that, it's because I want people to know that there is nothing special about me, no special genes. It is like me telling you, hey, I can read. Anybody can be taught to read, right? So the whole point that I'm making is, if you know what you're doing, it's actually very easy to do. Going back to the biological test, I'm going to guess how old you are.
No, he's
I'm
not.
So here is something.
Ferdi's going to kick you out of this interview if you guess his age.
Here's a takeaway. Can I stand?
Yes,
Yeah,
please,
go
please.
ahead.
All
So
right.
here's a takeaway that I don't know if you want to
All right,
try
we'll
this
both
with
stand.
me.
We'll both stand.
Okay.
I
so-
will just
all
be
right.
cheering you on from the side.
So here's a very simple test. When I say function over time,
Okay.
right? The test is, so my pants are kind of tight. Can you
Mine
get
are
down?
tighter.
Can you get down on the floor
And
without using your hands and then get back up?
Oh no, his pants
And
might
then-
rip.
Okay.
Get back up. Right?
Wait,
Get
my
back up.
pants are really
His
tight.
pants are
huh?
gonna rip.
Get down on the
All
floor
right,
without
get-
using your hand and then get back up.
Oh my God!
Right, so there you go. Right. Now,
Oh my!
okay, sorry.
911, what's your
That was
emergency?
my emergency. I fell and I
Life
can't get
alert.
up.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Okay.
Okay, so
Interesting.
So I will tell you why that is very important. Okay.
Okay.
So understand that at one point in all of our lives, we would have been able to do that easily. Sit down on the floor, play with our toys, get back up. Wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah,
right?
I could have done
Yeah.
that last year.
Right,
Not
now.
no more.
No, just blame it on the pants.
Let's say, for example,
It's my pants, guys.
So let's say, for example, you're 40. Let's say, for example, you're 40. I'm just round number. If you're 40, you probably could have done that until you were 15 or 16, right? If you can't do that anymore today, that means that in 20, 25 years, you have lost your ability to get off the floor without using your hands.
Okay, it's not my fault. It's Jill Sander.
It's
No.
the
She's
pants.
made me.
No.
She's
Si Jill kasi, Jill Sander.
my just did it.
Oh, Mai's able to do it.
My just did it.
Oh, Mai's
Yeah.
gonna live till 100.
So-
She's
so-
gonna get the
so-
100K
you gotta do
money.
it.
So-
Me? My pants are also tight, sorry. Sorry, can't do it.
So here's why that is important,
Yes.
right? If in 20, 25 years you have lost your ability to get up off the floor, something you could have done naturally, that means you probably lost your ability to run and jump very high.
So
Yes,
what
that-
do we do
that
to
one I would
combat
admit.
that?
So here's the thing. This is where it gets important. If it took you 20 years to lose that, how many years will it take you to lose your ability to stand on your own and walk, right? People assume everything I've been able to do before I can do today,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You're losing that ability every single day, unless you're able to you are able to track where you are right now versus where you need to be, and instead of getting worse with age, try to get better with age.
Hold
Like, look what you've done.
Everybody
people
here's
people in the
trying.
back behind the cameras
I
are
know they're
trying to do
trying.
it.
I know
right?
they're trying,
But
right?
so, Mike, I want to know though, because like, let's take a moment and let's backtrack.
Thank you.
Let's button your pants.
I hope I didn't.
Just kidding. Ferdi's like, oh, my pants.
It's really my pants.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So, how often, like, what do we need to do? So, for example, we obviously want to make our life longer.
Right.
How do we gain that back? How often do we do the treatments?
So
What
if-
treatments do you
okay.
do? Let's talk about all of that.
So look, remove all of the bells and whistles, the treatments, all of the things that are been said to be anti-aging, HBOT, exosomes, stem cells, all of these things, right? They do work. I'll tell you that right now, right? They do have some value, but they are the icing, they are not the cake, right? Without a strong foundation, your lifestyle, right? Without a strong foundation, these are the things that we know for sure impact how well you're going to live and how long you're going to live. Your nutrition, your movement, your sleep, your stress, the quality of your relationships. 5 things, right? Science-backed that if they are optimized, you live longer and stronger. So if I were to ask you right now, Ferdi, what for you is a perfect diet?
I'm actually a pescatarian.
Yes. Okay, so do you think you have a perfect diet?
I believe so. I mean,
Okay, there you go.
So
can everybody see this?
He lost a lot of weight.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm glad you said that. You think you have a perfect diet, right? What's your muscle mass index?
I have no idea.
What's your visceral fat? What is ApoB? Lipoprotein little a. You have absolutely no idea. You are driving your car without any
I
instruments.
don't know my ATD, my TPA, my EPA.
So this is what I'm saying when I say it's an engineering problem.
Right.
It is not a biology problem. You look good, right? But what do your data tell me? Are your data closer to that of someone that will live 90 to 100?
Right.
Or is your data not where they're supposed to be?
Yeah, so of course, I'm sure our audience is super interested in what you're saying. How do they, like, get to talk to you? Like, do they just go straight to your clinics, or?
We have several clinics. One is in Batangas, House of Gaia, and the other one's in Makati. It's in Alpha Land City Club.
Also House of Gaia.
Yes, it's Gaia Longevity.
Gaia Longevity.
Right? So the House of Gaia is the resort. Gaia Longevity is the place. But essentially, when you come to us, we baseline you, and we put all of that data into special AI platforms that we have built. And then we install these devices on you so we can track you 24/7.
Oh,
so it's not us. It is basically AI tracking you 24/7.
Essentially, is this like you guys tracking our nutrition, how we
Everything.
work out?
You will have a digital twin that will eat what you're eating. It's sleeping when you're sleeping. It's exercising when you're exercising.
That is
It will have your same blood pressure, your same blood
I don't
sugar.
think the world needs another Ferdi. But you know what? All right. So what we want to do right now, Mike, is a myth or fact segment. So we're going to put some common beliefs to the test and tell us if it's a myth or a fact. Right? You want to start?
Okay, aging is mostly determined by genetics.
Myth.
More exercise always. Oh, sorry. You're saying
Caveat. Okay,
Yeah.
the genes play a huge role. Right,
Okay.
25% is genes, right? Meaning 0 to 75, basically your lifestyle.
All right.
76 to 100 or beyond, that's genetics.
All
so
right.
it's not as major, but here's the good news. In the near future, your genes can be changed, right?
Okay.
So the genes you're born with will not be the genes
Yeah.
you will die with.
More exercise always means better health.
Mostly true, not necessarily.
So myth or fact?
It's very hard because it's not a black and white answer. So let me answer that in the way that I can, okay? So when you say how much exercise, you have no idea. 3 times a week, 6 days a week? No. Okay, so we track for 2 things. Your heart rate variability and your resting heart rate. If you have a resting heart rate lower than 60 and a heart rate variability greater than 40, that tells me you have a strong, healthy heart because a strong heart beats slowly. Now, if you can do that with twice a week of exercise, anything more than that is just a waste of your time. If you're exercising 6 days a week and you can't hit those numbers, then you're doing it wrong. So it's not a black and white thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Getting older automatically means getting weaker.
Not true. Not true. I showed you I am within 90% or higher of what I can do when I was 25, right? So yes, you will lose function over time. That's a given. How much function? So that's the thing. You don't have to be frail. You don't have to be decrepit. I can show you a 75-year-old man running as fast as a 17-year-old teenager.
Wow.
Right? So it's very common. It's very common.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what about looking young means aging well?
Generally speaking, the better your skin quality, the better your mitochondrial function is.
Thank God.
Because it takes energy to replace skin cells. Generally speaking.
Generally.
Also, if you're diabetic, you'll have poorer skin, you'll have dark patches. So yes, generally looking younger, but here's something very interesting, okay? There's something called a psychological age. So people who, when they look in the mirror and they think they look younger than their age, they generally age slower, right? Because they think different. So when you see yourself in the mirror and you say, I'm so old, right? Remember, older people think differently. They are more risk averse. Oh, let's not do that. That might be dangerous.
Yeah.
But a young person, yeah, that makes sense. Let's try that, right? So they think differently. So that affects how well you age as well.
Since we always tell ourselves we look young in the mirror, let's
We're
go
always
rapid.
young.
Let's
Yep.
go rapid.
There you go.
Exactly. Let's do
All right.
rapid fire real quick. Okay, what is a healthy dish that you can eat every day that you recommend to our viewers?
Right. One that will allow you to maintain an optimal body composition while maintaining perfect blood markers.
So what's that?
Doesn't matter what you eat. It's going to be different for everyone. You can be pescatarian, vegan. Look,
I'm on
here's
a
the thing.
seafood diet.
Here is the thing.
Everything.
Yeah.
Seafood.
So,
When I see food, I eat it.
so here's the reality. If your cholesterol is low, if your blood sugar is low, if everything is working inside and you have optimal body composition, high muscle mass, low body fat, low visceral fat, then that's the perfect diet for you.
Okay.
Actually, I wanted to ask you real quick, Mike. Do you believe in multivitamins, like vitamins to help
I
us
don't
live
take them.
longer?
I don't take them.
So not a.
The
it's
best
all
way
about
to
lifestyle.
absorb vitamins is your food. And we actually have a device that can test that. I can test the quality of your diet using something called a Raman spectroscopy. It measures the amount of oxidants, antioxidants, carotenoids in particular that are trapped under your skin. So
right.
fat-soluble vitamins
Mine's a
are...
lechon skin.
So-
That's what mine
So,
looks like.
long life or a billion pesos?
Long life. You can
Okay.
always make 1 billion pesos if you live long enough.
Wow,
Wow, that's
nice.
amazing.
That's true,
Well,
though.
Mike,
That's
where
true.
can our viewers contact you if they're interested in extending
Right.
their life?
So 09... No, I'm kidding. No, it's houseofgaia.ph. Or you can visit us at our Balisin Center, 6th floor, Balisin City Club, Ayala Avenue Extension. We're right in front of Makati Fire Station.
Great.
Cool. Well, that was such an interesting topic.
you.
We
Thank
can
you.
literally chat for another 2 hours.
Thank you.
We're probably going to see you again real soon,
I
but
hope
thank
so.
you.
No, I extend this invitation on air. Please swing by, do the diagnostics. We can shoot it so you can see where you are at right now.
That would be amazing. Let's do it.
Thank you so much, Mike Chan, CEO and founder of House of Gaia. Next up, world sports and entertainment. Stay tuned to the Daily Dish.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Before we go to world news, we have this just in. Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. confirms he has stepped down from the office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity. His replacement has yet to be announced. We will give you more details on that story as they become available. And now we begin world news with ceasefire talks between the U.S. and Iran, which remain in limbo. They're now warning they are ready for war. This as both sides trade accusations over alleged ceasefire violations and actions in the Strait of Hormuz. Oil prices jumped as fears of renewed conflict disrupting the strait raise market concerns. Meanwhile, a separate Israel-Lebanon ceasefire remains in place despite continued sporadic violence. The two sides are set to hold the second round of talks in Washington on Thursday. In New Zealand, Prime Minister Christopher Luxon secures party backing after calling a confidence vote on his leadership. Luxon says the motion of confidence was passed and that he has the support of his caucus, calling the matter closed. The vote comes amid falling approval ratings for Luxon and his National Party amid a weakening economy and rising unemployment. This weakening support for both Luxon and his party raises uncertainty over their outlook for a national election in November.
The Philippines is set to host one of the biggest youth karate events in the world, with thousands of athletes expected to compete and gain valuable international experience. Anton Rojas here with the details.
The Philippines is set to take center stage in international karate as it hosts the Karate One Youth League Manila, a major global event aimed at developing the next generation of athletes. Organized by Karate Pilipinas with the full backing of the Philippine Sports Commission, the tournament will feature 34 categories across under 14, cadet, and junior divisions in both kata and kumite. The Manila leg is part of a 6-stop international series and is expected to draw around 3,000 athletes, along with hundreds of officials and thousands of supporters from around the world. Karate Pilipinas President Richard Lim told BNC's The Scorecard that hosting the youth-level competition is a strategic move to maximize participation and exposure for Filipino athletes.
The reason why we chose to host the Karate One Youth League is because Philippines will be able to send more players. Rather than if I host the senior category, it means I can only send about 11 players. So what a way to start the federation in the right foot by hosting the youth league, letting them grow, letting them experience, and letting them see what world-class karate is all about. So that's a big boost for the local clubs, and that will generate more experience for everybody.
Sanctioned by the World Karate Federation, the Karate One Youth League Manila is scheduled from May 14 to 17 at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. Anton Rojas, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Tennis ruled the red carpet yesterday as tennis stars Aryna Sabalenka and Carlos Alcaraz were named Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year. At the Laureus World Sports Awards in Madrid, the pair were honored after a stellar 2025 campaign that saw them finish at the top of the women's and men's tennis rankings, respectively. Filipina tennis sensation Alex Ayala is looking to bounce back as she heads to the Mutua Madrid Open. Climbing up just one spot to world number 44 after an early exit in Stuttgart, the Filipina phenom is aiming to regain her rhythm on clay and build momentum against a stacked international field. Ayala is set to open her campaign against a qualifier in the first round, giving her a chance to reset and find her form early in the tournament. The Madrid Open, a WTA 1000 event running from April 22 to May 3 in Spain, is one of the biggest stops on the clay court season leading up to Roland Garros.
And on entertainment news, Apple has taken a fresh bite into its future. The tech giant has named insider John Ternus as its next chief executive officer, handing the longtime hardware chief the reins as Apple prepares for a major shift driven by artificial intelligence. Ternus, who joined the company in 2001, has led hardware engineering efforts and helped revive sales of key products, including the Mac. In a statement, Apple says current CEO Tim Cook, who has led the company since 2011, will transition to executive chairman. The leadership change signals a shift from Cook's operations-driven era to a more product-focused approach as Apple gears up for its next phase of innovation. In royal news, King Charles has paid tribute to his late mother in an address marking what would have been Queen Elizabeth II's 100th birthday. Queen Elizabeth, Britain's longest reigning monarch, died in September 2022 at the age of 96. To commemorate the occasion, King Charles and Queen Camilla visited a new exhibition titled Queen Elizabeth II, Her Life in Style, currently on display at the Buckingham Palace. The exhibition features more than 300 items from the late monarch's wardrobe, including her wedding dress in the largest showcase of her fashion legacy to date. Coachella fever is far from over. Maggie Bird, Billie Eilish's mom, took to social media to share her heartfelt gratitude to Justin Bieber and his wife, Hailey, after a surprise festival moment for her daughter. During Coachella's second weekend, Billie was pulled into the spotlight to join Justin Bieber on stage for a performance of One Less Lonely Girl. Maggie called the experience one of the most touching moments ever, reflecting on her daughter's longtime full-circle fandom of the Canadian pop star. Hailey Bieber quickly slid into the comments with a sweet reply, "So special, love you guys." Billie has proudly worn the Belieber badge for years, often naming Bieber as one of her biggest musical inspirations. Up next, artist Josephine Turalba shares her unique approach to contemporary art, focusing on memory, politics, and identity. Stay with us. The Daily Dish will be right back. Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Today we're joined by a Manila-based transdisciplinary artist whose work has been shown in major international platforms, including Art Basel in Hong Kong.
She works across performance, installation, video, and painting, exploring themes of geopolitics, memory, and personal history through contemporary art practice. Please welcome to the show, Josephine Turalba.
Welcome to the Daily Dish.
Thank you.
How interesting that you've got a lot of modalities when it comes to your art.
Yes.
Because some people, they just stick to
One,
oil and
typically.
canvas,
Yes.
fabrics, even collages and stuff like that. Why all these beautiful different modalities?
Well, I'm really interested in many materials, so I like that, like putting together things from different materials. So I'm interested in their quality also. I get attracted to the different materials. So also different ways of expressing myself. So different styles, so that it's difficult to answer like what type of artist are you, what style do you have. It's a challenging question.
But you are you are a visual artist. So.
Yes. But I also dabble into digital. Like right now, I'm producing animation, a short animation for my solo show also. So the styles really vary. What's constant are the question and the curiosity.
Yeah,
So,
as Ferdi mentioned, you work with a lot of different mediums.
Yeah.
So how do you choose which one to use?
So that's a good one. It depends on the concept. So if, for example, I was dealing with trauma and it came from a personal loss, from a gunshot. So I really wanted to unpack the bullet. So I was into that for a while, and so it became part of my arsenal of materials, the bullet.
Wow.
I cut them up, and then really, I call it psychologically neutralizing the bullet in the studio.
Right. You studied psychology in university, and then you transitioned to art. How does that help you express yourself artistically or visually?
Yeah, I've always been interested in understanding myself and how human beings work. Like, why do we do what we do? So that is the main draw and curiosity that I look into. And I think studying psychology really did help me understand myself and also have meanings to the artworks that I make. So when I research about something, I really look into trying to understand them, because that's my language, like how to understand the world through art. Yeah.
Is there a reason why you pick geopolitical themes and social issues through your artwork? What message did you want to convey to us?
really comes, I draw from within. So I don't go out and look what's trending. No, I really go within. And so one of the things was coming from a personal experience, how I felt, and then what does it mean? Why do I feel that way? Why do we think this way? And then it goes universal. Why do human beings think this way? What are the different perspectives? How can we address this? How can we understand it more? So that's the way I'm.
You've shown in international platforms, Art Basel in Hong Kong. You've done shows in Europe. How is the reception of a Filipina artist or a Filipino artist showing globally been for you?
You know, in the past years or couple of decades, they've been focusing on the minority or the marginalized nations. It is important that I'm Filipino, and then they know where I'm coming from. But really, the artwork that I present are dealing with universal issues. So it doesn't really matter if you're Filipina. Violence is universal. It's all over. So why do we as human beings have it and deal with it? How do we deal with it? Of course, there are nuances when you're like, so Filipino, of course, here the guns are prevalent, violence is also prevalent. So then all those details come into play.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting that when you talk about your artwork, like the geopolitical issues, the social themes, they're a bit dark, but when I'm looking at your artwork on the LED screen, they're really bright.
Yeah.
So like you can see the contrast a bit. So when people look at your artwork, especially those abroad, what emotion did you want to convey looking at your pieces?
Well, I love colors, maybe because I'm a Filipino and we love colors. The sun is bright here, so the colors come. There was a time I wanted to do something minimalist when I went to Japan. I went there on winter, and anyway, that's another story. But yes, so I do present my works very colorfully because I'm attracted to them. So I go with a gut feel, and but that conveys like it attracts, right? It attracts the eye, there's some beauty into it. And then this is like a different layers of approaching my art. So first you attract because it's beautiful, and then they start thinking about the different layers that come into my art, to different meanings into the art. Why is it like this? Why is she using bullets? Why does it sound like this? And why does she use this image? But some people can also stay at the first level. Oh, it's beautiful.
Right.
What is the Josephine Turalba mark? Because, you know, other artists, of course, when you see their pieces, you know exactly what it is. What about the Josephine Turalba trademark? And then when we see a piece, we're like, whether it's fabric or digital or sculpture, what will make us recognize the Josephine Turalba touch?
Well, materially, I was into the bullets. It's part of my arsenal. But I think really coming from within is, for me, I think looking into the geopolitics and then how it affects us as human beings, those questions are the ones that trigger me. You know, especially if there's an imbalance of power.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes.
Interesting. I wonder what your art pieces are since last year, because that, diba?
Yes.
I'm actually so drawn with your pieces because of the bright colors. Like, so for example, some of the ones that we're showing here behind you, it looks like an aquarium.
Yes.
To me, like just when I'm looking at it. Can you explain the piece?
Yeah, so you see this material is a shotgun shell. The blue one. So it's a shotgun shell that I cut up and I flatten. I iron it flat, and then I rivet them together. And then next to it, on top of it is leather. So again, I use the different colors of leather and cut them up and make the narrative. The idea of this, though, is about the sea. So this is my recent work and a long time research on the geopolitics of the West Philippine Sea. So I've been affected by that. I've been following it for more than a decade. And why does it affect us? And why do Filipinos react this way? Right? From the Pogos during that time, why do we hate, for example, some Chinese? And then I think to myself, am I not partly Chinese? Aren't we all? So in some of my artist talks, I ask, who here doesn't have Chinese blood? So then, I'm trying to approach it not at being nationalistic, because there's also on the other side of the coin, right? So I'm trying to understand the whole issue. And that it goes beyond that, just national and power and politics. So right now, what I'm exploring here is how the undersea creatures, so I came across the concept of hydrofeminism in my advanced master's study in Belgium. And hydrofeminism, and I said, looking at the world through water. And then, how does that affect us? So now I'm imagining the undersea creatures, those creatures that get affected without any bias of politics, like who's right, who's wrong, right? Whose territory is this, whose territory is that? But really, in the sea, who is the invader? If you were coming from a sea creature's point of view, right? Who is the invader?
Yeah. No.
Then all of a sudden, the politics is gone. So I'm trying to imagine these sea creatures evolving into what they see. So some of them have like propellers. Maybe they see a drone overhead, they see a plane overhead. So they start growing flaps or propellers, and then, or sonars, or etc.
Your thought process is beautiful, and you ask a lot of questions that even I'm thinking now, like, what are the answers to some of your questions? You ask a lot of deep questions.
Yeah.
What, I guess, has been the most meaningful to you with all the questions and everything you've been thinking of, with all the issues happening right now? I guess, what is something you gleaned from all your thoughts, or what is that big aha moment for you that kind of gave you peace?
Well, my art evolves, so it's not just static for like doing like one style or only just landscapes. It's always evolved, and that's what I like about it, that this is my way of understanding the world. So there are a lot of aha moments. Recently, I've been like circling back to my to where I began. So I began like an underwater photographer. I was also dabbling in painting at that time. So I love the sea. I've been a diver since I was 12 years old. So what I used to do was take underwater photographs and paint it. And then I kind of left that field because of my personal loss, and got into unraveling and uncoupling with grief and trauma. So I was understanding that world for a while. And then now it has gone from personal to universal issues, and more focused, and I said, because I'm based here now, the Philippines and the sea. Now I'm circling back into the sea.
Yeah.
Also, one of the other aha moments, because I used to do jewelry with my mother. So
Wow,
one of the...
She used to do a lot.
She's also an academic, okay?
Yeah.
She's a professor at PWU and a research fellow in MIT. I don't know how you fit in a meal.
So it's malikot yung isip ko, yeah. So, but there. So yeah, I feel like I'm like circling back also to jewelry, because in jewelry I used to put gems together and then set it on metal. So, but at the same time, if you see these are also like putting things together, cutting them up. I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's cool also that you're doing academics, especially you're working with MIT.
Yeah.
What are you currently doing with MIT?
I was a fellow affiliate in the Future Heritage Lab. So my colleague, I was there for 1 semester, and then I help her in that lab. So we do collaborative projects together.
You have an upcoming show in Hong Kong. Tell us about that.
Yes, I have a solo upcoming on June 3 at 10 Chancery Lane Gallery. And if you notice that those blue panels, those will be exhibited with, so there will be a focus on 10 panels. They're actually embroidered in Taal.
Oh,
so I collaborated with the local embroiderers, the women, and then learned how to also embroider. Well, I know how to sew, but you know,
what has she done?
She does everything.
But so then
do you sing?
That's what I don't do.
Do you dance?
I used to be a ballerina.
Oh my gosh. We need another topic just to get to know her separately.
I feel so inadequate at the moment. You know what I mean? She's an artist, fellow at MIT,
jeweler, ballerina,
professor
diver,
at PWU, showcasing in Art Basel. But what is in the future for Josephine Turalba?
So I'm currently working on finishing my PhD. It's a long process, but within that comes all these community work, exhibitions, research, and then writing a book.
She's writing
I'm
a book
also
too.
producing a book with a colleague from Belgium. It's called the Subjective Atlas of the Philippines. We'll be printing and launching next year.
Oh,
so
awesome.
we went to different places around the Philippines and had workshops with the communities, including a community of fishermen in Masinloc. So, and we did workshops, and we'd have visual representations of what they think the Philippines is.
I'm looking forward to that book.
Future Dr. Turalba, we've got rapid-fire questions for you. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, wanna
All
start
right,
it?
what's your favorite city to exhibit in?
Oh boy, anywhere where I'm welcome.
Okay, favorite museum in the world?
Gosh, the MoMA.
The MoMA.
Your most memorable exhibit?
The one in Venice.
Manila.
Yes, yes.
Okay, dream collaboration.
Dream collaboration. The one with Dr. Azra Aksamish in MIT. And I have two, actually. My Belgian colleague, Annelies Devet.
Nice. Do you prefer to work in silence or work with music?
Music, yeah.
Your go-to creative block cure?
Time out.
Time out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Travel.
True. What is your favorite piece of art? It can be yours or someone else's.
Well, I love my Mighty Ballistic bullet dress. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that.
Fashion designer too.
Fashion designer.
Most treasured piece of art.
This one. That's
is
Mighty
it.
Ballistic.
Were you wearing it?
Yes.
Oh.
I did a performative walk around different places in the Philippines. This one, the world, but this one was in Manila.
Yeah,
What
that's
year was
Manila-based.
That's Ross Boulevard.
Yeah.
I went, yeah.
Okay, among your mediums, which do you feel most connected to?
The current one is the leather and bullets is really, I'm connected to that, yeah.
If you could travel back in time, what period would you visit?
I like that.
Oh, what period? Gosh. Oh, I'm fascinated with the 1900s, but I don't like the muddy streets.
Of London.
Yes, of London.
Okay. Yes or no, do you think social media impacts art positively?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
This is a long question because you do a lot. If you're not an artist, photographer, diver, ballerina, jeweler, everything now, what would you be?
Oh, a singer. I've been wanting music.
You have time.
You have time. If you had ₱1 billion right now, what artistic project or endeavor would you pursue?
Wow. I would have an exhibition in what is that? In New York. Yeah.
At the moment.
Yes.
Because you can pay for it.
I don't know.
All right. Thank you so much, Josephine, for being here and chatting with us about your art and your multifaceted lifestyle.
We're looking forward to your album, hopefully soon.
Another lifetime.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. The Daily Dish will be right back.
Welcome back to the Daily Dish. Before we go, we have this just in. Justice Secretary Frederick Vida is set to leave the country to meet with authorities in the Czech Republic as part of efforts to bring former Representative Zaldico back to the Philippines. Vida says the Justice Department is following the legal process to bring home Zaldico, who is embroiled in the flood control scandal. Ko was apprehended last week after crossing from the German border without sufficient documents. And tomorrow, we will talk to writer and historian Manolo Quezon on the launch of Museo del Galion, exploring Filipino heritage through the galleon trade. We'll also have Luis Enriquez from Think Responsibly. This is an emerging movement turning Manila nightlife into a space for learning, one drink at a time. That's at noon, only here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. And that's it for us today, Tuesday, April 21. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of spilled tea.
With Zero Filter, I'm Monique Tuzon-Basi. Anytime is a good time because it's always more fun with us. And thank you to Zeus Coffee for
Thank you,
Thank you,
Zeus
Zeus.
Coffee.
And Ferdi Salvador, always on top of the news and stories that matter most. Stay tuned to the Bilyonaryo News Channel with Art Crate and Barrel Set.
Thank you, Crate and Barrel. And thanks for making us your lunchtime companion. I'm Mai Rodriguez. That's the Daily Dish. Serve!
Breaking headlines.